Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt small, insignificant, even a little lost? Like the universe is this vast, unknowable place and you're just along for the ride? Well, you're not alone. People have been asking these big questions for millennia. And about 2,500 years ago in ancient China, a scholar named Confucius offered some surprisingly down-to-earth answers. Now you might be thinking, ancient philosophy? What's that got to do with my life? But here's the thing. Confucius wasn't some out-of-touch academic. He was interested in the practicalities of everyday living, how to build a good life, a good society. And his insights, well, they were light years ahead of their time. He talked about respect, discipline, balance, self-improvement, concepts that are just as relevant today as they were back then. So, in this video, we're going to explore 7 of Confucius's most powerful teachings. We're not just going to admire them from afar, though. We're going to break them down, see how they apply to our modern lives, and give you the tools to actually use them. Think of it like upgrading your personal operating system with some ancient wisdom. Confucius believed that respect is like the fundamental force holding the universe together, except instead of galaxies, it's people. He said, without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish men from beasts? Now, he wasn't talking about just being polite, saying please and thank you, though that's a good start. He was talking about something deeper. Imagine respect as a kind of gravity. It's what draws us together, creates a sense of connection and responsibility towards one another. It means recognizing the inherent worth of every human being, regardless of their background, beliefs, or how much they agree with you on social media. Think of it like this. You see a stranger drop their groceries. Do you laugh, walk past, or do you lend a hand? That instinct to help, that's respect in action. It's about seeing the humanity in others and treating them with dignity and consideration. But here's the mind-blowing part. Respect isn't just something you give, it's something you earn. Confucius knew that respect is a two-way street. You can't demand it, you have to cultivate it. How? By being respectful yourself, of course, by being trustworthy, honest, and just in your dealings with others. Okay, let's talk about discipline. Now, I know what you're thinking. Discipline? That sounds about as fun as a black hole. But hold on, because Confucius saw discipline not as some kind of cosmic buzzkill, but as the secret source to a meaningful life. He even said the will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Think of discipline as the engine of a rocket ship. Raw talent, that's your fuel. It's important, sure, but without a powerful engine, you're not going anywhere. Discipline is what harnesses that raw power, focuses it, and propels you towards your goals. Now, discipline isn't about being hard on yourself or denying yourself joy. It's about making conscious choices, even when they're tough. It's about showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. It's about choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. Imagine you're trying to learn a new language, say Mandarin Chinese. You could binge-watch every episode of your favorite show, or you could spend that time studying those characters, practicing your pronunciation. Discipline is choosing the latter, even when that comfy couch is calling your name. And here's the thing about discipline, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Let's talk about balance. No, not the kind you need after spinning around too many times. I'm talking about the kind Confucius was obsessed with, the balance that brings harmony to life. He said, excess and deficiency are equally at fault. See, Confucius knew that life is a bit like a cosmic tightrope walk. Lean too far in one direction and you're bound to tumble. Think of it like this. Imagine your life as a beautifully landscaped garden. You've got your work blossoming over here, your relationships blooming over there, and your personal growth reaching for the sky. But what happens if you neglect one area and shower another with all your attention? That's right, things get wonky. You might end up with a wilted social life, an overgrown career, and a serious case of personal growth stunt. Balance is about finding that sweet spot, that cosmic equilibrium where every aspect of your life gets the nourishment it needs to thrive. It's about understanding that you're a multifaceted being with diverse needs and aspirations. You're not just a worker bee, a social butterfly, or a self-help junkie. You're a glorious mix of it all. Now, achieving balance isn't about rigidly dividing your time or becoming a master juggler of responsibilities. It's about being present, mindful, and adaptable. It's about listening to your inner compass and making adjustments as needed. Chapter 4. Let's talk about self-improvement. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another self-help guru telling me I need to be better, hear me out. Confucius was all about self-improvement, but not in a way that makes you feel inadequate. He saw it as a journey of self-discovery, a lifelong adventure of becoming the best version of yourself. He famously said, the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. See, Confucius knew that lasting change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of continuous learning, growing, and evolving. It's about chipping away at your flaws, nurturing your strengths, and expanding your horizons, one small step at a time. Think of it like this. Imagine you're sculpting a masterpiece from a block of raw marble. You wouldn't expect to create a David on the first try, would you? No, you'd start by removing the excess stone, carefully shaping the contours and refining the details until your vision came to life. Self-improvement is the same way. It's about identifying the areas where you want to grow, setting realistic goals, and putting in the work day after day. It's about embracing challenges as opportunities for learning and setbacks as stepping stones on the path to progress. But here's the best part. Self-improvement isn't about achieving some elusive state of perfection. Lesson 5. Humility. The power of knowing you don't know. In a world obsessed with self-promotion, humility can feel like a lost art. Confucius saw humility as a quiet superpower. Real knowledge is knowing the extent of one's ignorance. True wisdom begins with acknowledging we don't have all the answers. Imagine knowledge as a vast, ever-expanding universe. We are tiny spacecraft exploring its edges. Humility is having a clear view, acknowledging the vastness beyond. Arrogance is like having your spaceship windows boarded up. It's limiting and blinding. Humility is about approaching life with a beginner's mind. Recognize everyone has something valuable to teach us. Humility isn't about diminishing yourself. It's about recognizing your achievements are not solely your own. Lesson 6, family, the heart of society. Let's talk about family. Now, before you start picturing Norman Rockwell paintings and perfectly curated holiday cards, let's get real. We all know families can be messy, complicated, and sometimes downright dysfunctional. But despite their imperfections, Confucius believed that families are the bedrock of a thriving society. He said the strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. See, Confucius understood that families are our first classrooms, our first communities, the places where we learn about love, loyalty, responsibility, and the importance of showing up for the people who matter most. Now, when Confucius talked about family, he wasn't just referring to blood relatives. He recognized that families come in all shapes and sizes. Your chosen family, your close friends, your mentors, these relationships can be just as strong and influential as any biological tie. Think of it like this. Imagine society as a giant, intricate tapestry. Each family is like a single thread woven together to create the larger fabric. Strong, vibrant families create a strong, vibrant society. When families fray, so too does the social fabric. But here's the thing. Building strong families takes work. It requires communication, compromise, and a willingness to put in the effort, even when it's hard. It means showing up for each other, celebrating each other's successes, and offering support during challenging times. Lesson 7. Education. The key to a brighter future. Let's talk about education. Education isn't just about classrooms and exams. Confucius saw it as a lifelong pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. He said, learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. True education engages ideas, challenges assumptions, and develops critical thinking. It's about cultivating a love of learning beyond formal schooling. Education empowers us to make informed decisions and create a brighter future. So there you have it. 7 timeless lessons from Confucius that are more relevant today than ever. We've journeyed from the importance of respect to the power of education, touching on the essential elements of a fulfilling and meaningful life. Remember, these teachings aren't just abstract concepts to be admired from afar, they're practical tools, strategies for navigating the complexities of life and building a better world for ourselves and future generations. So, take these lessons to heart, reflect on them, apply them to your own life, and see what kind of positive changes you can create. And hey, if you found this journey through Confucian wisdom insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.